Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, Texas Art and Soul, and founder and owner of Paint Party Headquarters. And I just want to welcome somebody who's been teaching paint parties and has a lot to say about them. So welcome, Jannetta. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank y'all so much for being here. I mean, the whole point of me interviewing is, not only so you can share part of your story and what's going on in your life, but also to help inspire other people out there that may be thinking about teaching a paint party. So before we begin, tell us where you're from and what you do in the world.
I'm from Russellville, Arkansas, and I just started teaching paint parties, but I am a high school teacher. I teach oral communication and I coach forensics, which is competitive speech class and competitive acting class. And I also have theater appreciation classes. And I also work backstage for our theater for our junior high and high school. We're the largest high school in our county.
Oh, wow.
And we have a really good reputation on the forensics and debate side as well as theater, and I'm also the scenic artist for our junior high and our high school. And so I've been looking for a while for ways to enhance that and be better and do more and give back to the community. So when the opportunity came to connect with you, I jumped on that in May. So.
That's awesome. Okay, so you are making me want to go and be a high school teacher and do you get to like paint backdrops and fun stuff like that?
I do. I haven't painted that many backdrops like full canvas here at the school, but I have done that professionally. But I do work and paint the sets and help kids paint props. And I teach the kids to paint, and I'll show them techniques and how to make things work and how paint can really change something and make it beautiful. And you take this flat piece of wood and then you have this three-dimensional object when you're done. It's pretty neat to see the kids. They get excited and then they have ownership over it. When we did Willy Wonka, I had a student and she was in charge of one whole scene, and it just made her really proud to take the color rendering, and then she got to make this whole piece pretty much by herself with a little bit of guidance. And then she got to tell everybody, I painted that whole scene. I did all of that. So it's pretty awesome to see people excited about what they're doing. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Can you come back in a few minutes if that's okay, please? Thank you.
Sorry. Totally fine. No, it's fine. Yeah, and you're actually on a teacher break right now, right?
It's my lunch and my prep period, so.
Yeah, so she might have a few interruptions. That's okay. We're in the real world. It's fine. So I know that's so exciting watching them. How has that translated to paint parties? Like what's been pretty cool about that?
Well, it's to be honest, it was hard at first because painting on a big scale, for whatever reason, I don't have a problem painting a 50-foot drop or a 12-foot wall by 20 feet long or something like that. So going small scale was intimidating for me, and that may not make sense, but I've painted on large scale for years and not done much. A few paintings on my own and a few commissioned works. So now moving to paint parties, I have found the more I do, the easier it is, because I'm just using what I already know and then showing them how to make something look three-dimensional with a flat piece of canvas. So I try not to overwhelm them with the professional terms, but like you might talk about shadows and highlights, and in the theater we talk about trompe l'oeil and how we fool the eyes with a 3D effect. But it's the same thing. It's just learning how to communicate on a level for whomever I'm working with at that time.
Yeah, and because you have such a fine art background, you may be able to take some of those fine art skills, and break them down into a simple painting for people to where they like leave with something really incredible.
Mm-hmm. It's been fun. The people, the first paint party I did that was not just a friend or family, one of the ladies, as a matter of fact, I'm doing another one for her. She attended my first public party, and then she is hosting a party Thursday, and I'm very excited about that. And she was so excited. She and her daughter came, and she talked to Sam and I. Sam is my boyfriend and my best friend, my business partner, and he helps me get ready. He helps set up. He even goes to the parties, and if somebody needs something, he's like my pixie. He's my assistant, he just helps out. And don't tell him, but I think he secretly enjoys a little flirtation with the ladies. The little old ladies just love him. So it's a lot of fun. But she came up to us after the party, and we were packing up, and she was so excited and very proud of what she did. She did the Simply Blessed painting on wood. And she said that when she came, she was excited. She'd done paint parties before, but everything was traced out, and it was pretty much paint by color. Here's your color, and just fill this in here, and you're done. And she said when we walked in and saw the blank wood, she said, I didn't know if I was going to like this. But she was so proud that she not only did her own tracer, I had tracers for them, but she did everything herself, and she was very proud of that. And that made me proud that she took something blank and then made something great that she can display in her home. And she's very proud of it.
Well, and it goes back to like what you were talking about. I mean, you just had the same experience with two different people, an older lady and a high school girl, where they are so proud of something that they did. They completed it themselves, I mean, yes, you give them instruction and direction, but ultimately they've created something. And I think that, reflects confidence. And when they have confidence, it does some really cool things. So I think that's awesome that you're able to do that with them.
Right. I love it. I enjoy it. And I'm not looking to leave my full-time job anytime soon, but I have been looking for ways to enhance things that I enjoy on a creative side, so that eventually, maybe one day I will be able to quit my full-time job. I'm nowhere near replacing my salary yet, but it's a start. And if nothing else, it's just extra money. Like last night, we bought, with the cyber sale, we looked online for a really nice quality printer so we can do our own flyers, because we've been going to the UPS store or Staples. So for now, it's money that we're putting back into the business, as well as investing in things that's just going to make our business better. And then ultimately maybe some trips. I'm trying to plan a trip to Mexico. I've never been out of the country, so that's on the list.
That'll be fun. I know, that's what I always tell people. I'm like, just because you do paint parties doesn't mean you have to quit your full-time job. Like, you could totally do this on the side. And like you said, go to Mexico, or, wherever our big trip, our big next dream is Yellowstone. And so I want like 2 full weeks of just road tripping and seeing all of that stuff. And so it is, it's so cool to, if you do one a month, just put that money aside and have it extra for whatever you want. So I know you're going to Mexico soon. I can see it, because you've been.
I'm excited.
How many paint parties have you done, do you think, so far?
I have done 5. One of those was, well, if I count the ones at Hobby Lobby when nobody showed up, I did more, but I didn't, I painted for myself then. But I've had 5 parties with paid customers, and one of the parties was just my best friend and Sam, my boyfriend, painted and just kind of helped out. But that was fun to kind of get the nervous jitters, get that first one out of the way, knowing that people loved me and supported me that were doing it. And then I've already had, and I don't know if you're even going to ask this or not, but I've already had repeat business. The first travel party I did was on Petit Jean Mountain at a community center, and I drove maybe 45 minutes, but the people in that community live so far out. I think there were 16 or 17 women, and they were so excited to just have somebody come. And then somebody from that party booked, and we went a few weeks ago. We had another party in the same community building. And so I think it's going to become repeat business just for that community. And then you saw on Facebook, people missed, oh, I didn't know that was this week. And somebody, oh, well, there'll be another one. I'm sure she'll come back. Or she does private parties, contact her. So just word of mouth has been really good to promote the others. And so I have one tomorrow at a restaurant, and then one of the ladies, like I said, that was at that first party, she booked one immediately for her bank. So I'm going to a bank in another town Thursday.
That is so fun. You know, we should, in Paint Party headquarters, we should do a letter. Like I could type up a letter that we just send to banks. You know, it seems like a lot of banks are interested.
That's a really good idea. And I think I saw somewhere where at one point where someone was doing a party for a credit union. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to build that relationship because I bank with a credit union, and one of the managers there, I would say, is kind of becoming a friend. But I keep peppering every time I go, oh, well, I'm putting some money in my creative account, you know. Are you going to book a party?
Oh, I love that creative account. Oh my gosh, that is so fun. Creative account. I got to write that down because that is so cute, Jannetta. Yeah, because
the name of the account says creative in it. It doesn't say Americana Creative Workshop, but it says Creative Vibes. That's what we call it.
That is so awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, those of y'all that are out there, and what area are you in? So if people are wanting to book a paint party with you, how do they reach you, and what area?
I'm in the River Valley, so to speak. I'm halfway between Little Rock and Fort Smith on Interstate, right? In Arkansas, yes. And so pretty much I'll go just about anywhere within reason. And we do have an Americana Creative Workshop Facebook page. And then I also have my personal Facebook page. So I will share from my personal to the Americana Creative page. And that's our lunch break is over. And I will also share, I'll share from my personal to my business and from the business to my personal.
So if they want to find you, though, they can go to Facebook, Americana Creative Workshop, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. And yeah, y'all check her out if you're in that area.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Right now, we're focusing on the paint parties, but there are other things that we're going to do. I know you've talked a lot about building your business name and how to incorporate what you do. So we left workshop on the name because we will eventually have our shop finished. It just takes time and money. And we're trying to do that without a lot of extra expense. But we plan on doing all kinds of creative things. And Sam will even have his niche with woodwork and fiberglass. And we may even get into some prop building for theater companies and things like that. So
thanks to the creative account, it can all be done.
Yes, yes.
That is so cool. Okay, so I know you have big goals. So you're eventually going to open a workshop, you said, with you and your boyfriend. And then, like, what do you see yourself maybe in 5 years? Just continuing all the props and things like that?
Yes, we love our community. This is a great town for raising a family. It's small enough, but it's large enough but small at the same time. We still, we are close enough if we want to go into a bigger town to have, date nights, we can do that. But we do a lot of date nights here too in our community. Our downtown has grown, and we want to give back. So we have lofty goals for our shop and what we see happening. It's not finished, but the end goal will be something that will be for us to be creative beings. I'll have my studio space. He'll have a workshop space downstairs. We've even talked about maybe doing partnered date nights, so the ladies can be upstairs with me and the guys can be downstairs doing different things with woodworking and tools, or who knows, we just have a ton of ideas. Some of our friends think that we are trying to do too much, but we know that if we do a lot, there'll be 5 things that will stick. And so you get rid of what doesn't, and then you bring in some more. And we're kind of spontaneous and energetic, and we don't like to be bored. So we might do sculpting with fiberglass for a while and then switch to something else. You know, we would like to have a mini maker space and then give back to the community. We've talked to the mayor and some city council people about some of our long-term goals with the building and how we want to be a draw for downtown, because it's in a prominent location and you can see it at a major intersection. And we have a lot of events. We have art walks downtown once a month in the spring and summer. So we just want to add to what the community is already doing and give people a creative space for, hang on just a second, excuse me.
No problem.
I'll have to talk to you in a bit, okay? I do want to talk to you, but I'll talk to you in a moment, okay? No, I don't think so. Sorry. Sorry about that. They're looking for an X-Acto knife. What was I saying? So we want to be a good draw for the community and give back. We just have some lofty goals, and we love people, and we love our community, and we want to encourage people to come and celebrate with us. Our community kind of, everything closes at 5 downtown except for the restaurants. The businesses close. A lot of the town is shut down by 9, and we are night owls, so we see ourselves offering a niche for, oh, you're going to go have dinner with your date. Well, what are you going to do after dinner? Oh, you know what? The creative workshop's open. Let's go see what's happening down there. And then people just walk a few blocks or drive down there and just come and hang out and make something and go home and be proud of it.
Man, that sounds so fun. That's so exciting. And I love that you're like, you have this goal of, I mean, just wanting to give back, and you have these long-term goals of making it into community space, which is really cool too. And yeah, Jenny, my friend who does the 100 Hearts project, I love this quote. She's like, paint parties is the gateway drug to a creative life. And it's so true. It's like you might start out with paint parties, but it morphs into something else. So what could you give somebody out there that maybe's thinking, maybe they're creative, maybe they're into fine arts, but what would you tell them about paint parties? What advice would you give them if they were thinking of starting to teach a paint party?
I would say just go for it. And I was hesitant. I kind of drug my feet a little bit. I was doing the research, but once I got started, it just took that first party of getting over jitters or whatever. And I don't know why I even had them, because I teach all the time and I make presentations. I teach at workshops. I teach at festivals. So I don't know why I was hesitant about teaching women to paint and be creative. But I would just say do it. And the only thing you have to fear is the fear itself. It's just the unknown. But once you get rid of that unknown and you just do it, then you self-evaluate. Like Sam and I will sit down and we'll evaluate on the drive home from a party what went well and what didn't. And then you just readjust for the next one. But you just have to do it. And I know that's scary, but you just have to do it.
Yeah. You remind me so much of, you and Sam remind me of a young Rita and her husband, Mr. Potter. You know, he does play. I just love that couple so much. And they're so, you know, they're both so just living this creative life and in their 70s and just, you know, loving it. And I don't know, I see some of that, like just this whole creative life ahead of you. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, I watched that video and then I watched it again with him. I said, you have to see this couple. This is going to be us one day.
Yeah, that's funny that you thought that too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we'll have to make sure Rita sees this. They're
really cute. And I just love, and I love your energy with your husband and your family too. It just, And I think that's one thing that we try to carry over when we do these parties is we do want people to have fun, but we want people to reconnect with each other, because I think that's something that we're losing in society is just people interacting with each other. And it seems like people want to be more in their phones or in Facebook, and they don't do a lot of go out and actually do something. I have a hashtag I use a lot on my Instagram because we hike and we're very outdoorsy, and it's always hashtag get off the couch. Go live your life. So I think that's
others live it.
yes, just to get to know people and get to know them a little better. If it's a private party or not, the people know each other, but when they joke around and they kid and they make a comment about a painting or oops, I messed up, or what about this, and they start talking, it's just funny the stories that come out of one conversation to another, and then everybody has a connection that you may not have realized that the woman in the back of the room, well, she does relate to you because, oh, well, her daughter used to do that too, or my daughter's traveling here, and oh, I always wanted to go. And so there's just a connection, and I just love seeing that with people.
Oh, I do too. And the bonding too. I love what you said about that. And the hashtag, like, get your butt off the couch and go live life. Don't watch other people live it. I think we're so sucked in. And I know that Incredibles too. Have you seen that movie yet? Incredibles 2?
I have not seen that one yet, but I want to see it.
It is so good. Well, I won't give it all away, but there's just a part in there where, we're just consumers. We just take it all in. We're too lazy to get up and go out and actually, do something or make a difference. And I think it's so true. Like, just the simple act of just going out and making something, and communicating with others is so important. And so many people need that. There's so much isolation out there with us on our phones and being alone, but we still feel like we're not isolated. We're still isolated, so I think it's so important. Yeah, oh my gosh, I love what all you said. I could talk forever, but just maybe let's wrap it up. What is, one last thing you want to say before we go?
Well, I want to say, first of all, thank you for everything that you've done and mentoring, and it has helped me tremendously to just do it. I decided to invest in myself, my own business, Mother's Day weekend when you open Paint Party headquarters up, and I'm so glad that I did. And I would just say for anybody that's second guessing, just put that fear away and just do it. And there are enough supporters within the group, and Heidi, with your mentorship, that somebody will know an answer and guide you to the confidence or the gift that you need so that you can get it done. And we're all capable. And I joke every party, I joke and say, ladies, it's just paint. It's just paint.
Yes, I love that. And thank you for what you said. Yeah, it's so cool to see other people helping each other. I know a lot of times I'll go into Paint Party headquarters and I'm like, man, they've already answered before I even saw the question, like, or have an idea. And I'm like, oh, that's great. That's a great idea. So it's just so cool to see everybody helping each other out. And you're right. It is just paint. We can paint right on top of it if we mess up, and why not try it? So thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Oh, and everyone else out there, if you want to get to know more about Jannetta, please check her out at Americana Creative Workshop. And if you are in the Arkansas area, I'm sure she'll travel if the party's big enough. That's what I always say. If the party's the right size, I'll come to France, just make sure there. So check her out if you're in Arkansas, if you want a private party, or if she has any open events, to check out her Facebook page and message her there. And anyone else out there, if you're thinking about teaching a paint party, oh my gosh, just try it. It is so much fun, and you never know where it will lead you. So thank you again, Jannetta, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thank you.